police are gearing up for a major attack on sideshow activity. It's like nothing they've ever done before.
Look how dangerous it is for the Parchester neighborhood kids to get to school every morning. First of all, they have to cross these railroad tracks, and it's even more dangerous if there's an oncoming train such as there is right now.
35 people are homeless tonight here in Belmont after a kitchen fire got out of control and ripped through their apartment complex. These flames are the result of a cooking mishap. That when her father, Mark Felt, came out here and saw the media crews snapping shots and cheering him on, he was so excited. He said, quote, "This was the most incredible thing that's ever happened to me," unquote. Really hard to believe coming from a man who's rewriting history.
Top story at 9.
Things have settled down quite a bit. Traffic is moving, but earlier tonight, protesters gathered outside, piled into this area, and became a traffic nuisance. Everyone I've talked to is really excited about the fresh snow in the Sierra. Yesterday, many were trapped by blizzard-like conditions, but an early morning break in the storm allowed them to enjoy the fresh powder. That is, if they could dig their way out of the cabin. Champagne for the new year, Tahoe style. Well, I'm at One Capitol Mall, which the city hopes will soon house the newly proposed California Institute for Regenerative Medicine, the place where the latest and greatest in stem cell research is expected to happen. Just east of downtown Sacramento, not a skyscraper in sight, just mounds of dirt. It's a motorcycle rider's paradise. With hundreds of racing fans out here at the state capitol for NASCAR Preview Day, let's find out who they think is going to win the Toyota Safemart 350. These kids don't want to be the next Derek Jeter or LeBron James. No, they want to become the next Jeff Gordon and Dale Earnhardt Jr. Hey there, and if I was Leonardo DiCaprio in Titanic, I would be king of the world. But wait a minute, no, I'm not quite on the bow. I'm actually, no, take a look.
Yeah, you're in the middle.
I'm in the actually what's called a 20-millimeter gun tub. This is history in the making, and it's happening right here in Santa Rosa. Take a look behind me. This is Deep Throat's house. This is Mark Felt's house, and it's on Redford Place in Santa Rosa. And as you can see, the excitement has died down significantly here, but guaranteed it's going to rise again with the sun, because this new chapter in history, 30 years in the making, just can't be written in one day.
He was a quiet man.
That's how neighbors describe Mark Felt, a 91-year-old retiree who now lives with his daughter on Redford Place in Santa Rosa. Little did they know he was a powerful man, the number 2 point person in the FBI, who claims to have single-handedly brought down the Nixon administration in the Watergate scandal.
We kind of had suspicions.
Neighbors had their suspicions because of a Press Democrat article which made the connection several years ago. But there was never an admission until now.
My grandfather is pleased that he is being honored for his role as Deep Throat with his friend Bob Woodward.
Mark Felt's grandson, Nick Jones, read a written statement today on behalf of his family, who just found out about Mark Felt's secret a few years ago after a suspicious visit from Washington Post reporter Bob Woodward. The statement follows the release of a Vanity Fair article in the July issue written by Felt's attorney, which quotes his client as saying, "I'm the guy they called Deep Throat."
Mark had expressed reservations in the past about revealing his identity and about whether his actions were appropriate for an FBI man. But as he recently told my mother, I guess people used to think Deep Throat was a criminal, but now they think he's a hero.
Washington Post reporters Bob Woodward and Carl Bernstein had vowed to keep their source's identity concealed until Deep Throat dies. But after Mark Felt revealed his own identity, the Post confirmed it.
Now that it's out, I think it's great. I guess American people should know.
So why is Mark Felt revealing his identity now? At first, he was reluctant to come clean, but his family did some convincing. It states in the Vanity Fair article, Mark Felt's family wanted his legacy to be heroic and permanent, not anonymous.
We believe our father, William Mark Felt Sr., was an American hero. He went well above and beyond the call of duty, at risk to himself, to save this country from a horrible injustice, and we just hope that at some point the rest of the nation can see it that way as well.
The article also states Felt's family, beyond their main motive, thought there might eventually be some profit in his coming forward to help pay off some debt. But ultimately, they wanted their 91-year-old elder to enjoy some glory while he was still alive, which it seems he is, as he made a special appearance this afternoon, coming out of his home to greet the media and to say thank you.
Hey, we really appreciate you coming out like this.
We're all so proud of him, not only for his role in history, but for the character that he is, the person that he is. We love him very much, and we're really happy. And thank you for your acknowledgement and your interest.
About an hour ago, I was talking with Mark Felt's daughter, Joan, and she was saying that when her father, Mark Felt, came out here and saw all the media crews snapping shots and cheering him on, he was so excited. He said, quote, "This was the most incredible thing that's ever happened to me," unquote. Really hard to believe coming from a man who's rewriting history.
TV 50 crews barely escaped before the home came sliding off the hillside. If you've never seen a house slide off its foundation, it's surreal. Take a look at some of the amazing footage.
We heard a crash and we looked up from where the bridge is up here, and then we just seen it all fall down, start sliding.
We heard this big noise and we went up there and there was this big mud pile falling down and the house is getting swallowed up like in Poltergeist.
I mean, I was just shocked. I came around the corner and expected to talk to the building inspector about what we can do to fix this, and the house is in the street.
This was one of 3 homes red tagged less than 24 hours ago. Here's what it looked like just minutes before the house slid onto the road. Listen, you can hear on the tape the foundation of this home giving way.
The amount of rain we had and how old these houses are and the steep, the steepness of these hillsides, it's not really very surprising. In fact, it's surprising this hasn't happened sooner.
And because the home keeps sliding, the county supervising inspector, Shems Peterson, is yellow tagging several homes below this one, allowing homeowners to get their belongings out. He says red tags could soon follow.
I think that people shouldn't be in there because of this. The mud continues to move. It's conceivable this house can be pushed right up across the road and down onto the homes, on the downhill side of the road here.
Take a look at the texture of this hillside. It's saturated, so it's soft, muddy, and just washing away, leaving roots of trees exposed like this one, as well as home foundations. And that's why Monterey Fire Chief Steve Baxman believes more homes could be threatened if this rain continues.
A second grade class in Napa learned firsthand today what goes around comes around. This second grade class at St. John's Catholic School in Napa knows firsthand how the ripple effect works after giving up their field trip money to buy Safeway gift certificates for Hurricane Katrina victims.
The money is like a huge, enormous rock, and we threw it into a big, big, big ocean.
It means if you be nice to people around you, they will too. What a ripple means to me is that it is bringing love and care. Something that makes someone happy. They will learn it from you. They will do it to someone else, and it'll go on and on.
In this case, this class did something nice for Hurricane Katrina victims, and now Napa real estate agent Mark Penn is doing something nice for them.
We gave up our money to go to the zoo, and we gave it to the Katrina victims.
He's giving us back our money so we can go to the zoo.
Does anybody know why I did that?
We gave some money to the hurricane to help them, and you saw us on TV, so now you came here to give us our $200 back.
So if you do something good, sometimes something good comes back to you, huh?
And that's one of those times, huh?
I hope so.
And it was a quick volley back to Mark Penn for his generosity. These second graders made him a picture book explaining the ripple effect.
Because he's giving us stuff and we want to give it back. We want to do a ripple and we want to give something back to him because he's giving something to us.
You know what really got me, and it was just kind of like the awe factor, is that one little girl, Adelina, actually said to him, he says, do you know why I did that? And she says, yeah, you wanted us to go to the zoo, but we don't want to. Mm-hmm. And he says, why not? Well, we would rather you give it to them. And he says, but you know why I did that? Yeah, because the ripple effect. And your heart melted. It was so cute.